Good afternoon. It is May 28th, and it's about 1400 thereabouts. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm at Blackwell, TA, Atkins, Arkansas. I don't know if it's Blackwell, Arkansas or what, but even on Trucker Path, it doesn't even really show it on your way here. I knew it was here. It's relatively new. They're building a new shop here. It's a good one. The food's not bad. Haven't used the showers yet, but I'll find out in the wee hours of the morning tomorrow. I got to go down to Boonville, Arkansas to pick up a load that goes to Hendersonville, Kentucky. And I've been broke down for the last few days. My radiator blew 2 days ago. I was on I-30. Uh, I was already, I was probably about 50, 60 miles, 50 or 60 miles west of JJ's truck stop, which is down around Benton, Arkansas. Anyway, radiator blew. It's raining. Today's the only day I haven't been rained on, and I don't know how long. But the whole top of the radiator just cracked all the way across from side to side, so it's just pouring fluid out. My truck did an automatic shutdown when I was going down the interstate and everything. That was terrifying, being parked on the shoulder for hours waiting for the rescue to come, which uh, I cannot remember the name of the outfit that I had to. My boss told me to call this number, just a random number out of uh, what? Where the heck was this at? Um, Mobile Fleet Services out of Cato Valley, Arkansas. I want to give a big shout out to those guys. Just a little mom and pop. A young kid and an old guy came out in this pickup truck and they topped me off, and I went down the road a ways and they had me pull over and they topped me off again. We did that 3 times till I got back up to their shop. I had a whole load of paper rolls on board, brand new trailer, everything. I'm doing power only, and let me see, for my load I need to. Oh, okay. But anyway, they didn't have a radiator. There was another dude that was there. He was a lease operator for Landstar. His radiator on his old, it's not a Cascadia, Coronado maybe. Uh, it was blown too, and he got the last one out of Little Rock. So my boss, my company, they were great. Before I even asked, they'd already had a hotel room booked for 2 nights for me. But in that area of the woods, there's no Uber, and I had to wait. I had to wait with the load until the repower came to grab it. And I told them don't bring it empty. They brought it empty anyway. All right. And of course, I just found out today the empty had a flat, so I had to, after the radiator was fixed, finally today, I had to wait for a different repair company to come to this repair place that could have fixed it because the power only people, or the people I'm hauling for, they use a completely different outfit. So long story short, got the trailer fixed, got on the road, and I made it here because I was needing to get fuel, and this place was a fuel stop for me. This TA, it's like 3.34 a gallon. Uh, which I was hoping to be able to stop at a mom and pop and get fuel somewhere, but none of them. I'm supposed to. A lot of them that are in our network, because we don't use Love's, Flying J, or Pilot. We use Petro, TA, Road Ranger, and then a ton of mom and pops. And none of the ones in Cato Valley or in that area were on there. Long story short, came here, fueled up, shut down. 71 miles out from my pickup tomorrow morning. And it's all freaking curvy, twisty, turvy roads. You know, they were wanting me to go from Cato Valley all the way to Boonville. Well, there's no fuel stops out there. It's literally in the middle of the bluffs and the ravines and everything, and switchbacks and hairpins and all that. And I was like, heck to the no. That's a hard no. So I went back up to Little Rock, grabbed the 40, shot 40 across this way. Now I'm only 71 miles away. But anyway, let's I don't know about you guys. 3 days ago, when I was headed towards Little Rock, I seen a buttload of military vehicles hauling this huge cargo containers full of ammo. Today, right across from the shop, while I'm getting my tire fixed, a whole convoy of military flatbeds hauling uh, artillery chassis, generators, Humvees, equipment, all kinds of stuff. We're pulling into the pilot next door to get fuel. There was a buttload of them. And then I passed even more when I got out on the interstate. So something's going on. I don't know. Yeah, June. I can't remember when they normally do their 2 week, 2 weeks out of the year. Uh, summertime training. Back in the day, they had Reforger and all that stuff, and I don't even know what they call it these days. These kids these days with who knows. But anyway, I've been seeing a lot of military movement, a lot of military aircraft movement, a lot of heavy transport military aircraft movement all over the place. So maybe it's just that time of year. I don't know. But as far as freight goes, freight is doing good. Uh, my company wouldn't have me be having me doing these power onlys for a different trucking company if the money wasn't there, and I'm rolling. So we just hope and pray that things settle down between Russia and Ukraine and the Chinese and the Americans. But I mean, that's what happens when you do business with enemies, man. You lay in bed with the snake. You're going to be waking up with him laying on your belly, looking you in the eyes. If you move, you're dead. You lay down with the dogs, you're going to get fleas. You've heard the old adages, man. But we're staying optimistic. Freight has not slowed down to the point to where I've been in want. Uh, I'm making pretty good money, and I'm making twice as much money here as what I was a week, at over 2 times more here a week than what I was making. I even thought about making at night. Uh, so right there's a perk. It helps when the owners of the company still drive and they know what it is to drive. That's a huge thing. I seriously anyone at night that's in the hierarchy has ever driven, or if they have, it wasn't for very long. But the market, tariffs, loads, it's all right now. I mean, everything's cyclical, and right now things are really picking up. I know that the back to school stuff's going on, and a lot of it's still got to get unloaded at the ports. A lot of the holiday stuff that's coming across for this season's holidays, it's coming across in the port to the ports. But a lot of domestic stuff, a lot of stuff I'm hauling is domestic stuff that's made right here in the good old US of A. From small mom and pop companies up to bigger companies, but it's still made here in the USA. And that's a great thing. Now, if we could just get parts manufacturers that make screws and bolts and nuts and, S cams and all that other stuff to start making that stuff back here, it'd be that much better for everybody in the long run. I don't mind paying a little bit more for American made, period. As long as it's putting food on an American's table, a hardworking, tax paying American's table, if they don't mind paying me a little bit more for freight, I don't mind paying a little bit more for whatever their goods or services are. I take care of those that take care of me. You can ask the person that cuts my hair, the person that cooks my food, whatever. I take care of them if they take care of me. Buy once, cry once. And American quality can be reestablished again. We just collectively got to get our heads out of that dark, moist area, put our nose to the grindstone, sacrifice what true sacrifice is as Gen Xers and older. You guys know what I'm talking about. We need to do that. But, you know, shippers and receivers and the illegals and the language thing that's being passed for truck drivers and stuff. The scuttlebutt is they're going to start hitting the shippers and receivers looking for these guys too. Now, I don't know when or if that's going to happen or if it's going to be just in certain areas or what, but you guys that drive, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, there's a lot of great. I love my Latino laborers that are out there, the ones that are just scrapping hard every day to put food on the table. But you got to do it the right way because you might be working hard. There's no such thing as a job Americans refuse to do. I wasn't brought up that way. I'll do anything to put food on the table. I'm not. I mean, I'm just like every person else. I put my pants on the same way I go to work. Doesn't matter what it is. But I'll work an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, and I want to see everybody treated equally. Just because they might be illegal doesn't mean that you can just pay them a slave wage. I mean, no, that's not right. I would like to see some kind of deal to where the illegals that are here, that are hardworking, taking care of their families, They're actually assimilating to America. Uh, I want to see them get some kind of deal to where they can stay and keep working. And at the same time, I'd like to see a lot of Americans get off their butts and get back to work. Uh, you know, this too many years people were subsidized to not work, and that's got to stop. It's got to stop. You get what you subsidize, man. And they've subsidized laziness and slothfulness and waste, and we can't do that. We can't do that. We're better than that. We're Americans. I'm politically American. I'm not politically correct. I'm politically American, and I'm all about work. I'm all about paying your dues, and I'm all about being fair, and it's reciprocal. I live by the golden rule. So, at any rate, that's today's update. It's a little bit long-winded. Sorry about that, but I'm looking for the tariffs hopefully to ease, and I'm looking to see some more manufacturing companies get built and reestablished and refurbished and rocking and rolling again here in the United States of America, like it was when I was growing up. You know, all through the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, and even up into the 90s. You remember when Ross Perot said, you know, that you're going to hear a giant sucking sound with all the jobs going across the border? He wasn't lying. I'm looking to see Americans get back to work. I love America, and I love the blue collar America.